This is a great day for the Zilatran people, as they all rejoice to mark their 1-year anniversary for the creation of their nation. For that, the people have planned a grand celebration for all of the nation and beyond to join in their revolutionary pride. The Kelatai Premier Samintra Barry, who is inviting Deputy Secretary Ivan Ivanov to hold a speech at the opening ceremony.
Together we have faced every challenge head-on, and we have triumphed. But this is just the beginning. We have no intention of stopping.
Throughout the ceremony, other revolutionary figures stood up to the podium to speak about their revolutionary hearts to the nation.
I love ZIlatra so much, and I think that no matter what happens to us as a nation on Stoneworks, no matter what happens to us as individuals, as an entity we will continue to exist.
ZIlatra, to me, is a symbol of free power in a world where tyranny and war reigns. We can celebrate and stand united.
I want to shout out to our moments we had in the last weeks, especially the great things the ZSD achieved in the last weeks. We were able to defend against every raid we had.
I came here. We aren't just a country, but we are a community of comrades, of support of each other.
The people who attended were thrilled that the upcoming events were to transpire for the anniversary, all raising their Irish banners for some reason. However, it was only fitting to find our fellow comrades in arms to be joined together in holy matrimony, and to allow the dear brides to celebrate their wedding with the revolution itself. Now we see Evelyn and Octavia are forever happy with their new life ahead of them. With the wedding finished, it was time for all to celebrate within the town square, with all who attended eagerly waiting to compete in the various games ahead of us. Our first event starts underground in the commune of Transarian, for its well-known sport of Transarian pit fighting. It began in the traditional way, calling it the Battle of the Brides, where the newly wedded couple started off the competition with the crowds cheering on the competitors. There is only one rule known in the pit fighting that makes this game very interesting, with it being passed down to everyone who's witnessed the games on full display. Do not talk about book club. Furthermore, the competitors tend to be drunk as hell, meaning it becomes difficult to fight with their vision impaired. For example, they got so drunk that they ended up crashing into the cameraman who was down in the pit. Unlucky sod. Here we have the former General Secretary showing their full strength to the crowd and celebrating at the end for their victory. Truly a wonderful game to show a full testament of strength in the revolutionary hearts of its people. Now we set out to the town of West Harjuba, where our competitors set out to test their skills in a good game of archery. We have our archery range made by Duska himself, whose skills are known throughout the nation alone. It's the competitor's goal to hit the target across the range from 50 meters, trying to hit the bullseye as much as possible to gain more points in the process. Each game begins with 2 players, where they battle it out to gain the highest amount of points for each round. The player who wins 3 rounds with the highest score moves on to the next game, leaving the other players in defeat. Here we have the Deputy Secretary joining in the fun, showing off their skills to the people with good sportsmanship and encouragement to others. Sadly though, they did not get so lucky to beat this competitor. Nevertheless, they both enjoyed their game with great spirit and enjoyment. Throughout the game, there were always different tactics used within the game itself, showing that everyone has a different method in the games they play. As you can see, one of our finalists came out throwing snowballs as a way of aiming for his shot, which proved to be effective at the end. However effective their plan was, they weren't fortunate to win the final match against their fellow competitor, who gained the highest score within the tournament overall. A proud moment for all the winners, a moment that these players should take pride in for the revolution itself. Now we head to Lesage, where we entice ourselves in a game of strategy. This game is called Katruji, a well-known board game that has risen in popularity for some time since its creation. It is also common enough here that people decide to call it Zilatran chess, as many would see the similarities between both board games. A match comprises of two competitors battling it out on the board to win the game with the pieces they have here, buttons being privates, fences being sergeants, and walls being officers, where it's their goal to win as many points as possible. There are 3 different endings to a game. Yara, where one player reaches a total of 18 points and it would be impossible for the opponent to win. Yenubus, meaning one player has an empty zone with no pieces left and the players with the most points wins. And finally, Alka, meaning that after the clock has been started and no pieces have been taken after a set amount of turns, the player with the most points wins. These games typically take ages to play, but luckily enough, we had 2 boards set up within the theatre at the time. We can't say the same for the mental toll of these games take on people, as even recording these events was very tiring for us at the RBC. Nevertheless, they all enjoyed their time and showed us that strategy is a good way to keep the mind healthy. Now we have our final anniversary event set early in the morning at the Dala River, Iceboat Racing. Here we have our racers at the starting line, just nearby Gasalassi, and preparing themselves for the signal to eagerly begin the race. Look at them go, getting ready, and off they go! There are 3 laps in the race, where they must go forwards and backwards on the track 3 times to complete the race. Funnily enough, the race took them all day to complete, as the ice makes it difficult to navigate properly, and for them to pass by the obstacles in their way. How challenging that must be, huh? Here they are now, passing by the commune of Transarian at quick pace. Further along the track, we see the racers passing by Count Tower, with a perfect shot of the Northern Lights, I may add. And here's the end of the track near Hafamel, where they must turn themselves around to complete the next half of the lap as soon as possible. Very entertaining to the very end, and saw much laughter from all the competitors. Congratulations to all! And that marks the end of the celebrations, where all competitors and spectators alike enjoyed every part of it. Now we wait for next year to mark a second revolutionary year.